let's just say you sit Jordan down on Rex Chapman. How's that for an idea?
What's that?
Michael Jordan. Let's say you sit Michael Jordan down for Rex Chapman.
Love it.
What do you ask him? What would you want to know from Michael Jordan? What would the interview between Rex Chapman and Michael Jordan be from back in your day?
I think it would start with, because I was a great player in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like all-world player. That's what I felt like. I saw Michael could do that to us sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like pro players, it felt sometimes like, he was toying with me like I toyed with high school kids back in the day. And so I would want to know, because he was freaky, those big hands and his demeanor, his bounce, his competitive will. I wonder when he realized that, because you know it. You just know it. You know, if you assert yourself, you can't embarrass whoever you're playing against. And Michael could get into a mode at times where you really were at his mercy and the mercy of his mood at the time. And if it was a playoff situation, and I faced them once in the playoffs, they swept us like a JV team in the first round. When he was engaged, which was most of the time, he didn't take days off, he didn't rest, he played every single night. I would wonder when he started, he didn't make his high school team famously. When did he realize it? Was it at Carolina?
Was it the shot in New Orleans?
Was it the shot? Yeah. What was it? And when was it that he realized, okay, I'm better than everyone else?
That would be a great question to ask him, and then the answer, certainly, since you were on the business end, the wrong business end, right? And this is what I try to tell people who are of a certain age. They never saw Jordan play. And I know that it's unfortunate for LeBron that he's on the end of the stick of saying, well, Michael's the greatest of all time. But what you just said, I don't know if we could sit here and say LeBron toys with anybody and would toy with other professionals. I mean, he is stupendous. He's going to wind up the greatest scorer in the history of the game and a champion and an all-time great and, all of those things and accolades he deserves. But when it comes down to it, I just remember Michael Jordan would rip your heart out and show it to you pumping and then, put it back in, surgically repair it, and then do it again. Like
LeBron's a little more empathetic, probably.
I just,
and as an athlete, we kind of hate that, just as a cutthroat, the way we're raised, you be a man and you just go out there and you kill them. LeBron's not wired exactly like Michael is. Almost no one is. But I respect the heck out of LeBron. And I do think he has had, he's still amazing. He's almost leading the league in scoring. His game is different than it was 7 years ago. He was the fastest man on the planet, end to end, reckless abandon, and he did toy with people. I mean, he's gone through that. I think the older he's gotten, he paces himself a little more, and heck, he's played forever. To put him in the category with Michael is not unreasonable. I, of course, am biased. I think Michael's the best player ever. LeBron, what he's done, though, on and off the court, he's put himself out there. The guy's never been in trouble. He's never been in trouble. He's made, you can question the decision, okay, whatever. But that dude from age 17, 15 was supposed to be the next guy, and he's been that guy. I can't imagine, we can't pay enough as NBA people. You can't pay guys like LeBron and Stephen enough to, put the league on their back like it is.
Yeah, I did Sports Centers after LeBron high school games. That's how long I that's happened.
That's right.
I would do Sports Centers, and LeBron's high school games would be on ESPN, and there were no camera phones when Jordan was doing it. There was I guess towards the end of the 80s, Mike and the Mad Dog in New York. There weren't shows like this. Twitter didn't exist. I mean, it's a totally different era in which LeBron is doing it.
What year did he come out? Did they come out, Chris and or LeBron in that class?
LeBron came out
2003.
2003.
That's the year I left SportsCenter. Yeah.
Okay, so I was just finishing playing in 2000, and I remember Danny Ainge was he was doing TV stuff, but he was watching players also. And I asked him if there was anybody out there. This was 2000, 2001. He said, there's a kid named LeBron James in Akron, Ohio, that right now, I think LeBron was a junior in high school, that right now I would trade everyone in the league for, with the exception of Kobe.
Danny Ainge
said that, and I went, what are you talking about? And then I watched some film of him playing football and then also playing basketball. And the only thing he couldn't do was shoot. That was it. He could do everything else. His passing was otherworldly, defensively, he could jump. Amazing. Danny was spot on.
There's no question about that. And that's why I'm kind of sheepish to even bring up the Jordan LeBron conversation. But again, I'm of a certain era.
Right.
And, when you talk about the Jordan mindset, you do talk about Tiger, who's on the course right now doing a remarkable just what he's doing now.
Amazing.
Serena, you talk about people of that stature and sort of a mindset and warrior mentality in a way that does not get applied to LeBron in the same way. And maybe because LeBron, if you remember, of course, when he started, it was always he makes the pass, he doesn't take the shot.
Right.
And he did that even again just recently. That was something that happened that he got roasted for this season.
Yeah. I think some of this, too, is the era that we're in. When I was playing in the NBA, especially early on, pre-cell phone. And so you didn't have, unless you played college ball with another guy, you didn't know them from AAU from the time you were 8 or 10 or 12.
Yeah.
All of these guys, the Trey Youngs, the LeBrons, all these guys, they've known each other on this travel circuit from the best players in the country. They've known each other from the time they're young. And I think that there's some, remember how weird it was when all of a sudden Larry and Magic were doing a commercial together? We were like, what the hell is this? This is not cool. They don't like each other. And so I think we've gone through this period where, we remember this analog world where people there was no Twitter. You couldn't connect with people you weren't physically around all the time. And so I think the world is a little different, and these guys just know each other better, and it's not as cutthroat. It's just not.